Hey guys, it's Robby Howard,
Joe Popley.
and we're talking a little IU women's basketball here tonight after their 58-54 loss to Belmont. It's IU's second consecutive loss, and a game in which IU never had a lead in the second half. Their last lead in the game was in the final minutes of the first half when they led 21-20. A game in which Aulani Sinclair had 17 first half points and came out of the gates in the second half, scored another bucket, but failed to score in the final 19:44 minutes of the second half. Joe, just your overall thoughts and impressions from the game.
Well, first, I think you have to talk about what you just mentioned, that Sinclair. It was a tale of two halves for her, and Kurt talked about it. Kurt Miller, the IU women's basketball head coach, talked about it, how they don't have a lot of offensive talent on this team, and so they really lean on her and Jasmine McGee. McGee was just 3 of 12 on her part, and Sinclair just couldn't shoot in the second half. But you have to credit the Belmont defense. The girl that was guarding her, and I would have to take another look at it, but I think we decided it was Katie Brooks, number 32, didn't give Sinclair any space, and so that's really what the game came down to, although IU did make it quite interesting, cut it to 2 points towards the waning moments of the game.
Yeah, Nicole Bell played really great in the second half. She had 11 second half points. Hits the big three to bring IU to within 2 there in the final 2 minutes, and they go back and forth a little bit. It looked like IU just couldn't quite get the stop when it needed to, but it still had their chance. IU got the ball to Aulani Sinclair. IU managed to get a stop. They got the ball with 15 seconds to go. Aulani comes down. Kurt Miller says that they drew up a play for her to take a 3. She decides instead to step in a little bit. Ball gets partially blocked and ends up being an air ball. And then obviously IU fouls with 2.6 seconds to go. And Jordan Coleman knocks down 2 free throws for Belmont to seal the game 58-54.
And I think everybody in the building knew that that ball was going to go to Aulani. I mean, yes, she had her second half struggles, but she's still your best option on offense, particularly if you want an outside shot. So you can't question the play calling necessarily. I guess as Kurt did, you would question the execution of it, and that's just what it came down to. But we also have to mention for Belmont, it was Molly Ernst leading the way. She had 16 points, 4 threes, 4 of 8 on threes, 6 of 12 from the field. So she was very impressive today, and I mean, you can't say enough about her play, and she could hit threes with a hand in her face. She hit a long jumper with 2 in her face, so they really just had no answer for her. And something very revealing, I think Kurt said, is, I think you now know why. And he said, I think you know why 1,812 people, that was the attendance, know why he recruits shooters. Because when it comes down to it, you just need someone who can make a shot even when there's good defense. And that IU team doesn't have that right now, and the Belmont Bruins did, and it showed, especially in the second half.
Well, you look at it, IU has Sinclair and Jasmine McGee can have her nights where she can go off and really score, but outside of that, I mean, tonight it was Nicole Bell who was able to step up. IU goes on a couple of runs there in the second half, and that was sparked all by Nicole Bell. But outside of those 3 players, there's no one else really on this team who can make shots. And Kurt talked about it in the postgame. He said, you look at our power forwards, and he's talking about Linda Rubena and Malika Taufa, saying that from behind the arc they're shooting, I think he said, 2 of 28.
Yeah. And in fairness, they've played quite well, actually, since they began starting about 5 or 6 games ago, and Kurt has rode that lineup ever since. But they've done well in the post. They played together quite well. And we had a nice effort from Simone Deloach in 17 minutes. She had 7 points, was 2 of 4 from the field, perfect on her 3 free throws. So, yes, they don't shoot well from outside the arc, and I think Kurt's just going to have to wait till he gets the right recruits. For now, I mean, IU in this game didn't quite take advantage of its size advantage down low. Really, they had a distinct one, as they often do, but Sasha Chaplin was in foul trouble throughout the game. She had 4 fouls, and just not enough in the post to make up for the lack of outside shooting ability outside of Aulani Sinclair. And if she does what she did in the first half throughout the game, then I think IU wins this game. But they just did a nice job of shutting her down.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for Aulani. You look at it, she knows that people are going to be coming after her, especially when you score 17 points in one half. It looked like she was on pace to shatter her season high of 23 points. But, people are going to come after you, and Nicole talked about it. She said, as a team, we knew the rest of us had to step up and really start scoring, because if other people are able to score, then that's going to take some of the attention off Aulani. Unfortunately, that just didn't happen tonight.
Yeah, and I think we'll wrap it up right there. Once again, the final was Belmont 58, Indiana 54. IU falls to 6-3 now, right? It's our first 2-game losing streak, and Belmont improves to 4-5.